It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, hello. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the KVJ show. How's everybody doing here today? Yeah. Good to see y'all.
Struggling.
You are? Why are you struggling?
Rocco was playing with my phone yesterday.
Yeah.
And, you know, I keep the alarm set for the same time every morning. I get up at 3:50 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And he changed my alarm
Oh,
to
geez.
6:50 p.m.
Okay.
So I just kind of woke up naturally on my own this morning. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm late. And I looked at the clock. I'm like,
That's the worst feeling, isn't it?
Rocco! You want to go wake him up because he's sleeping peacefully and doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Shake him, slap him. I didn't, but
You look dynamite. If that helps for anything.
I did not shower. I just did basically a bath in the sink.
I kind of think I like that look on you. I don't know. Bath in the sink is doing you wonders.
I feel a little musty under the pits, but
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We'll make it.
Oh, by that third dirt of the day, you're going to smell like French onion soup.
Have you ever thought about getting him like his own phone?
He's got his own phone. It's a hand-me-down. It's one of our old phones that we just had for him. But he broke it. So his birthday is coming up this Friday, and he's getting a new phone.
Okay.
So I'm getting a new phone, and he's getting my old phone.
I'm getting a new phone, too, because mine fell out of the case, and it cracked. And the part that cracked was the actual camera lens part. So when I do a selfie video, it looks like it's smothered in butter. And everyone's like, wipe off your lens. And then I fight back. The lens is fine. It just broke.
It's very dramatic.
Very dramatic.
Okay. Well, you look lovely. It's good to have you here.
I'll go phone shopping with you because I desperately need one.
Panda does all the phone stuff. You know, we separate the bills. So Panda is in charge of like all the phone stuff and buying new phones and which package we're on. I think he's going to go this week.
I was going to take you out to a lunch and everything, but I'll take Panda out instead.
You're not going to a lunch.
I haven't gone in a restaurant.
You wouldn't go one?
No.
All right. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah. There's this thing called coronavirus going on.
I hear you.
I haven't been to a restaurant since March 10th.
I've only been to one.
Yeah.
One and a half. Because, I mean, delivery, if you're picking it up, does that count?
No.
Not really. All right, then one.
Yeah.
One sit down.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you know what's going on with that. Yeah, the governor says that we're not going to be going back to lockdowns, but one South Florida county disagrees. We'll let you know exactly what is going to be happening with that. So there's been some new restrictions that are out there for part of our listening area. So we'll get to that coming up here in just a bit in your latest. So strap on in because we got a new round of the KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, in case you missed it yesterday, Charlie Daniels died at the age of 83. The country music legend died from a stroke, best known for his smash hit, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. It looks like Kelly Clarkson is continuing to make us smile with how she opens up her show, covering other songs that we know and love. Here's a little bit of Kelly Clarkson covering the Post Malone hit you just heard, Circles.
Wow, okay.
Wonder if she's singing that to her soon-to-be ex. Is there a hidden meaning? We run in circles. Our love went cold, Kevin.
It did go cold.
You know,
You're
I like to
right.
read some stuff into some stuff.
Who cares?
There's going to be a tell-all book all about the Trump family by the president's niece. The book was supposed to be released July 28th, and I think the president's brother, Robert, was trying to stop the book from coming out, but I don't think he was successful. I think Simon & Schuster says they are moving up the release date. Instead of July 28th, the new tell-all book by Mary Trump will be out on July 14th. instead of the end of the month.
I'm assuming by the tone it's not flattering.
No, I don't think it's flattering.
Okay.
I don't think Mary likes Donald. And probably not Robert either, it sounds like, because Robert tried to stop it.
That's gotta
Family
make
drama. We've all got family drama. Just thank God none of my cousins or nephews or nieces have sat down to pen a book.
You got drama right now?
Everybody got drama. You know everybody got drama. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, talk about the passing of Charlie Daniels.
Was The Devil Went Down to Georgia his only hit that was mainstream?
I don't, because a lot of his hits he was cranking in the 70s.
Like 70s country, kind of?
70s, early 80s. It's the only one I know that was a crossover hit that was massive, but he has a lot. If you go tailgate at an SEC game, you know Charlie Daniels. Here was the big hit from, I think, 1983. There you go. Round, boys, round. The song, in fact, it was just odd to see that he had passed because on Saturday, 4th of July, I was listening to one of his songs, In America. You want to talk about an apropos song for kind of the tone in the country. You know, I'd had that stat right before going into the weekend. What is it, like 70% of Americans feel that this is the lowest point they've ever seen the country. And I was like, well, I hate to see that kind of stat. But, you know, America's had its ups and downs, and this song kind of was like, okay, even back in the 70s, they were going through quite a period here in America where patriotism wasn't reigning high, and this was the Charlie Daniels song, In America. Yeah, so I was trying that. It was getting me going.
Kind of makes me want to do like country rock twerking.
Yeah.
That was kind of a jam. I've never heard that before.
It's a good little tune. I was listening. I was like going, okay, gave me a little, fire me up. I was all ready to go. I was like, okay, we'll fix this thing. We'll get it back together.
So you're the smartest on this show.
I
remember being
Oh
a
my
kid.
gosh.
I remember being a kid,
Yeah.
and being a kid, Russia was bad. And then all of a sudden, I feel like when I was a teenager, we were cool with Russia, and then are we mad at Russia again?
It's not going well with Russia.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we didn't like them, and then we liked them back in the...
It cooled a little bit, you know. Gorbachev kind of really helped things back in the 80s. He was like, okay, maybe the Soviets aren't so bad. And then, yeah, I think we're kind of back to it.
Because I dated a Russian girl back in college, and things are cool.
Oh, really?
Things seemed cool.
Okay. I love the Russian mob.
What's she doing today?
I don't know where Olga is at.
Can you help, maybe?
What's Olga? Yeah.
We need you to bridge this gap.
Olga, if you're listening, please hit me up.
Okay.
I'm single.
All right. There you go. So, condolences to Charlie Daniels. Lived a great life and many a country hit, passing away at the age of 83.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
I feel like you're either a family that does this or not. My family growing up, we had our own made-up words, the Pennington, kind of like Pennington vocabulary.
Okay.
And I was talking with my sister that's living out in Oregon yesterday. She just kind of reminded me some of the words we used to use growing up. Did you guys have any of that? Were you a family that made up your own words with your own definitions?
Not too much.
Not too much. I was a pretty by-the-book family. My mom was a school teacher, as was Kevin's, so it was pretty instilled upon us how important proper vocabulary was to a person.
So champia, that was, if I was eating a champia, that was a sandwich with potato chips in it, drenched in Italian dressing. And I loved that as a kid. I felt like I invented that sandwich. It was called a champia.
Champia.
Yes.
All right.
Lumper. If you were lumper, that meant you were cute. Animals normally were lumper. Oh, that dog is so lumper. Ugh.
Yeah, I never heard that.
20. Oh yeah, these are there's nothing you've heard of here.
Yeah.
Mikos, action figures.
Mikos.
Hey Dad, I want some new Mikos.
Mikos?
Those meant action figures.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Meemaws meant I was getting tickled by my dad. You're gonna
Okay.
get the meemaws. Oh
Okay.
no.
Meemaw, where I grew up, meant your grandmother. A lot of Southern people called their grandmother Meemaw.
That was when my dad would tickle me.
You have to say it with that accent. Meemaw.
And then the last one, Nina,
Nina.
And I think you guys know what that is.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah, that's your
Yes,
lady business.
That's your lady business. My sister,
Nina.
my little sister couldn't say the full word, so she'd go, Nina. So that's what we called it.
That's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah, I love when families have that.
Yeah, some families have it. Some
Yeah.
families, I guess, don't.
Yeah.
Y'all serious over there?
Yeah, no, we stuck to the basics, the Webster's Dictionary.
It's nice talking to family members and having them remind you of stuff from the past that you forgot about.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That is nice to have siblings.
Oh, Kevin don't have no siblings.
I got nothing. I'm the only child.
Wah, wah.
We probably had tons of them. I just forgot. I'm like, nah, not one. My mom's like, wait, we had tons of them.
I wonder if your personality would be way different if you grew up with brothers and sisters.
Yeah, interesting. It'd be, funny to know how my life would be different if I had that. But yeah, it was just me. I got all the attention. So I'm so spoiled rotten.
The Kevin Ross.
That's right. It's all about me. Virginia, what's on your mind today?
Well, yesterday, what was on my mind, is Rocco's birthday coming up on Friday. And so I threw it out there that I was looking to get him a video game system. And thank you to everybody. I got so many messages and people hitting me up on email and social and DMs telling me all their different ideas. I think what I'm going to end up doing, because I started calling around yesterday with the global pandemic, guess what there's a run on?
I have no idea.
Video game systems. So it's jacked up the prices
right. Yes.
on everything. A lot of people are looking
makes
for them
sense.
now that everybody's sitting at home bored. What are we going to do? Oh, let's get an Xbox or let's get a old Nintendo. Nintendo started selling their old Nintendo system from back in the day that we had, but newly refurbished, so you don't have to blow in the cartridges.
Yeah.
But even those, if you go and you look on like eBay and stuff, that's really the only place to find them, and you have to buy them from somebody else.
I found them for $100 yesterday.
Yeah, they're like 100,
Yeah.
150.
That's the best you're gonna get.
Yeah, that is the best you're going to get. Unless you find one of Magnolia's friends. So she's got one of her friends who doesn't want or play with his Xbox anymore. And so I'm buying it off of him for $100.
Hold off on that. I just thought of something. I have an old system in my closet. I just now realized it. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you tomorrow. I just
Really?
remembered that I have it.
You don't use it?
No, I never. It's an older system. I don't play that many only time I play video games really is with Denny's. So I mean, you can give the money to the kid. I mean, if the kid is expecting the money now, I guess you can't kind of back out of that deal. But I just now thought of that.
Well, I'll give the one that you want to give to Rocco and tell him it's from you.
Or just, whatever. I don't need the credit.
Well, I want to give you the credit.
Well, just
What is it?
It is an Xbox, I believe. No, it's a PlayStation 2.
Oh.
PlayStation 2 is what it is.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's older, but
Uncle
yes.
Jay-Bird coming through.
I got no problem with older. I'm older.
Okay.
I got no problem.
Fine with that, huh?
I don't judge a video game system on age if it's free.
You may have to get some games.
That's fine too.
All right.
You know, those GameStop places, I was calling around to a lot of those yesterday. They sell like used games and they sell like used stuff. But even those places were out of, like the Nintendo Classic and all that. Like, there's been a massive rush on video game stuff.
All vintage toys are on. It's amazing because I collect them. I'm really into them, and I started really getting into it about 2 years ago. And they were slightly sort of affordable. I can't believe how much they have jumped in 2 years.
Because people are just sitting at home going, what do I do? Oh, I want to play with something.
It was an industry made for the pandemic.
Yep.
Because my son, he plays video games with his friends from school all day long. That's how they all connect, but they're all at their own places and doing their thing. But it's, kind of like I hear him up there screaming all day long and hear his friends talking back to him, and it's like they all got together.
I'm going to sound like a dork right now, but I bought a G.I. Joe from 1982 that was $30. It's now worth $120.
Good for you. Look at you.
Yeah,
huh?
I know.
Okay.
Retirement plan.
My toys, I'd never sell them. No, I'll give them in death. When I die, someone's getting them.
Oh, whoever you give them to is going to sell them.
They better not.
Even if they went up and they started getting in the multiple hundreds, you would not sell them away.
You mean?
Let's say you bought that for $30 and it's now worth $580. Would you sell that? If somebody's like, I'll give you $580 for that.
Not right now, I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah, because who knows? It might go up even more.
You're right. Okay.
But if you need the money,
But the only thing is like it's hot now. Does it stay
right.
if you get out of the pandemic? Do the prices start going back down when we start, doing regular things in life?
Interesting enough, a lot of the vintage toys, records, even all kind of old stuff from the 70s and 80s was already on the incline before the pandemic hit. And I thought the pandemic was going to maybe have it start going down because people are going to start watching their money. Ew, no. I told you about my buddy who owns the vintage, kind of like a toy. He sells all kind of vintage stuff there, antiques.
He's got a store, but he also does a lot of online business, too.
He said his business has never been better.
Wow.
He's taking a vacation because of the pandemic.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'm really happy for people when I see them prospering during the coronavirus because most people are not. So I'm happy for people that are able to make it work.
There's a few things. Yeah, I was, just talking to my wife the other day when we were kind of hanging out, and I was like, imagine how businesses would have been better because, we were walking by the Ultima Fitness. Remember they were on Clematis?
Yes.
And then they moved to, I think, the Darth Vader building, and we were walking by the Darth Vader building, and it's gone. And I was like, wow, that's just, crazy. And I wonder, what happened to it. And then you were talking about my buddy. He's got the gym business. His busybody, and he was like, we're crushing it. He's like, it's amazing for them. And I wonder, because gyms are not doing well.
But the at-home stuff that your buddy does is just it's skyrocketing.
And I think I saw, is it 25% of people, and who knows how people really are after the pandemic's over, but I think it was like a quarter of regular gym goers said they don't plan on going back. Like they've gotten into a routine and they've set up a system or at home and they're getting it done. And with commuting and all that, I know even my shortest gym drive was 15 minutes, and so that's an added 30 minutes to your workout. And my latest gym was 25 minutes one way, and that's an extra 50 minutes in your day that, hey, if you can knock that out and do an adequate workout at home,
yeah.
Why not?
It certainly sounds sexy to save the gas, save the time.
Well, and think about the germ thing, too. I already was, if I ever had a meeting, one time I had to shower at the place. Ugh. And it just, and not that it was a filthy, it just, I've always been very germ conscious. I just was like, I was barely touching anything. And it was just such a ridiculous looking shower if you could have seen me. And I didn't like it. So imagine, you clean up at your own place and you got everything there.
Yeah.
It's interesting how things are changing.
It has changed a lot.
Yeah, no doubt it has. What I got on my mind, I was going to throw this out. I saw it mentioned, something about a group FaceTime. Can you FaceTime with multiple people? Is this something that Papa's not aware of? Is that a thing?
Group FaceTime on Facebook?
It looked like, yeah.
Or on your phone.
That's what my question was, because it looked like it was something that would be on your phone.
Papa, you are looking at the old people twins over here. We don't know. You don't know the answer, do you?
I don't, but I can call you guys on FaceTime and see what happens.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious because I haven't tried it. Like, I'll FaceTime you right now, Virginia, and that's kind of what I got because it said multiple FaceTime.
Hey, I see you on my FaceTime.
Yeah, so is there a function where you can FaceTime then somebody else?
Can we add somebody?
I see you got effects and all that. And I was like, wait, am I missing something out here? Because I've never seen that.
Oh, we could have the fun we could have.
Because it makes sense. Oh, you got to turn on your phone.
It's Virginia.
Oh, okay. I hear myself. Yeah, so it makes sense.
Add a person. You can.
Where do you see that?
So you have to swipe up.
Okay.
Add person.
Can you turn your volume down?
Jason.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and then you add a person.
Bird.
Okay.
This is going to change the game for us.
I'm trying to add you.
Well, no, it really is. That's why I was like, I saw that. I'm like, okay, am I missing out here?
I can add you.
On this?
Oh, I'm about to join it.
Oh my gosh, it's 3 of us on FaceTime.
How about that? You really can.
That is so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow. Your phone is cracked, Jay Bird.
Big time.
Oh, butter lens.
Yeah, so we can.
Butter lens Pennington.
That is, yeah. Look at Jaybird's lens. Look at the difference between Virginia and Jaybird's.
It looks like you're under the sea.
And everyone's people will start screaming, "Wipe off your lens!" It's not the lens; it's cracked, is what it is.
Okay, there you go. So, all right. Well, then, thank you, Virginia, for finding it.
Could you add another person?
Let's try.
Get Denny's in the mix.
You can add another person on top of it. Let's go ahead and put Denny's here in this multiple chat thing.
Add person. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's not allowing me to do it. His name is coming up, but I can't get it to.
Virginia. Oh my gosh. Watch it. You keep on showing your boobs.
I do.
Yeah, you were like showing your clit.
Definitely something to watch.
Denny's is on there. We got all 4.
I just added Denny's.
Look at that.
This is cool.
How about
hey,
that? Yeah.
Denny's.
So let me see what this looks like now. Oh, jeez.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you can see you got 3 people there. If you did not know,
4. We got 4.
there's just so many things. I'm like going, how do I not know these things?
I know.
So yeah, you can do.
I just found out about you have to take the lint out of a dryer. I get it, man.
Yeah. All right. There you go. All right. Well, then that answers the question. You can put multiples of people on FaceTime. Get your whole family together.
You just got to swipe up.
Yep.
And then it says add another person. You click on that and give it a second.
Okay, did everybody know this but the KVJ show? That's what I really want to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that where it's like you don't want to let anybody know that you didn't know because you're like going, okay, am I the dumbest guy in the room?
Nah, screw that. Look, we're learning together. I guarantee you we're not the only ones.
Okay, so you think the majority of the people listening right now, they're like, oh, I didn't know you could multiple FaceTime?
The young whippersnappers may know.
I don't-
But
Yeah.
mom clubs, dad clubs, y'all didn't
Is
all know.
everybody under the age of 30 laughing at us right now?
There's a lot of text saying, yes, you can add multiples. I just want to hear from the people who just now discovered that like I did today.
Well, you're looking at 2.
Okay, I found 2.
Me, Bird.
But we're old.
And we're all clueless.
Yes.
Yeah. David said, Kev, that's so 5 months ago.
5 months ago.
Okay, all right. Just to let you know, a little bit of a phone hack. If you're just getting to the game, we are too. Well, looks like schools are going to be going back in Florida. I don't know exactly what it means, and I don't know that they're completely there yet either, but there was a statement that, man, if you're on Facebook yesterday, there were a lot of people not very happy about the announcement from the state of Florida about sending kids back to the brick and mortar schools 5 days out of the week. That's pretty much what the ruling was. So the requirement, however, could be waived if local or state health departments deem such plans unsafe. So that's where the uncertainty completely is in here. I don't know. So it's like you're going back 5 days a week unless you don't want to go back 5 days a week.
Unless we don't go back 5 days a week.
Yeah, I was like,
Right?
oh, wow.
All right.
So
basically nothing really.
Well, I saw a lot of teachers posting yesterday, and this got me thinking, like, a lot of teachers, you know, especially if you've been in the game for a while, maybe you're older, maybe you've got, you know, comorbidities that they talk about. Like, is it worth it for the teachers? How many of them will decide, I'm going to retire?
Well, it's almost kind of for some people, if they are afraid, they're forced to get out. If you're afraid to, if you have, let's say you are a teacher that's got some pre-existing conditions, every single day would be kind of a nightmare for you.
Yeah. Talk about the anxiety.
Yeah.
For some people, it would be.
Sure.
I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think they know what they're going to do. And why is it that everything in the world is so confusing?
It's so confusing.
I mean, why is every announcement, like, why do we even make that announcement?
We're going back to school unless we're not going back to school.
I feel like everything's a contradiction. Everything.
The statement was riddled with contradictions. And it's just enough to get people all upset. It's like, okay, here we go. Your schools, you got to open 5 days out of the week, unless you don't want to open 5 days out of the week. What?
And then everyone goes on social media and just starts fighting.
Yes, and nobody knows what any of this means, and it's getting nowhere. It's accomplishing nothing. They say the districts are allowed to develop innovative alternatives to classes in the brick and mortar schools, but parents who seek a return to typical school week on campus must have that option when schools restart next month. August 10th is the set date right now.
Could we see ourselves in a situation where some schools are like, yep, we're opening up, and then others are like, no, we're not, only adding to the confusion? Or does everybody have to get on the same page?
I think it'll be district by district. So you may see Palm Beach County doing something, Broward doing something else, Martin doing something. So by school district, but I wouldn't see, you know, that school on that block is doing this and that school's doing that.
That's still weird, though.
It is.
By county by county?
Yeah, to me, I think part of that is good because as we are finding out in Florida, that not all Florida is the same when it comes to coronavirus. You know, Miami-Dade is a lot more than Broward, that is a little bit more than Palm Beach. And Palm Beach is a heck of a lot more than some of those rural counties in different parts of the state. So they've got different circumstances. So I think everybody really, I think that is kind of the right ruling, is you got to look at what is specifically happening in that vicinity.
It's interesting to see how potential future Mayor Ralston would handle these type of issues. How your approach would be. I like it.
I do agree with that. I just don't know what the state's doing, saying you got to open 5 days a week unless you don't want to open 5 days a week. That to me is always like, wait, what? Huh? I don't understand what's going on. So people who are all upset, I don't know that necessarily yet you should get all upset, but it does bring a great question in there, because here's the one side. The one side is we want to get the economy going. Parents are having an issue with what they're going to do with their kids, and apparently it's handcuffing some parents and handcuffing the economy. That is the one side of it, so they want the kids back there. The schools are saying, let's not put teachers' lives at risk. Some of them might have the issues that you already talked about, Virginia. That is absolutely insane. We're going to keep the virus spreading, and that is still silly. We need to keep the economy closed down. If we got to sacrifice that, it's better to do that than to move on ahead. So those are the two sides of the argument, and it'll be interesting. But the clock is ticking, man. I'm telling you, we're a month away.
Yeah, and it's going to be here like blink your eyes.
What it showed you last night on social media is there is going to be a lot of fighting and discussing that has to be done before they come up with whatever the plan is going to be.
I mean, if it's not about the mask, it's about, should we open the schools?
Will they wear a mask in the school?
That will be a whole other thing. There'll be some kid that his parents don't want him to wear the mask. The kid's going to be defiant. Oh, it'll be a whole thing. It'll be a whole thing.
Now, the initial proposal and the reopening plan that they had was that students would attend campus only part of the week, studying online the other days, but that no longer seems sufficient under the new order. So it seems like they're pushing for kids in school more frequently than what the last resolution was. The state surveys are saying that about 1/3 of parents want their kids back on campus full time starting in August. So that's 1/3 of the people they've polled in the state.
Where are y'all set?
I think my wife is all about sending our kid back. But I think that's only from the kid perspective.
Right. I mean,
and that's the difference. To me, the biggest concern is the teachers.
But what does a Kevin Ralston want to do? Would you send them? If it was up to you, just you, do you send Cannon back to school?
No, I mean, right now, I think you got to come up with a resolution. I don't have the complexities. This is not an easy, just going to pull an answer out of my ass kind of thing. So, yeah, I think you got to look at the teachers first. It doesn't feel right as it is right now. Just say, yeah, let's just send them back.
Mags has asthma, so I'm a little worried. Hers isn't as bad as Panda. Panda's got it like, if he's a 10, she's a 4.
We know where you're set, Sinicki.
Yeah.
She's not going.
Well, that is going to be the interesting part of this, too, is if you deem to keep your kid at home, it'll be interesting if you have that option. And this is, some families will, other families will be going, yeah, I would love to homeschool my kid or keep him home. We just can't do it because we got to be out there making some money. You know, we got to have 2 incomes cranking in this family.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. I have to work, and I don't want to send them back to school. So do my kids just sit home like delinquents?
I think the thing that they're arguing is there's twofold. One, it handcuffs parents from working, and that handcuffs the economy, and that's an issue. And then 2 is kids are falling behind exponentially at these grade levels. What are these kids like right now? Are they going to graduate high school when they're 20?
Yeah.
21? Because, you know, you got to make it up. You just don't want to, like, these are important things that they're learning.
Is that the new normal? You graduate when you're 22?
Well, I can tell you learning has definitely been compromised.
Yes.
Especially when you talk about somebody like Rocco, who was in VPK and now would be starting kindergarten. I mean, he would have done so much more as far as like writing and reading skills and getting those like fully up to speed before kindergarten. I can only imagine how it's impacting kids that were going from kindergarten to first or from first to second. Yeah. Like those kids were really the foundation, the building blocks of reading and writing were still being put into place. And they lost, you know, a good part of March, April, and May of their learning process. And there is consequence for that.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me those kindergartners were getting what they needed on virtual school?
No,
come on.
Nobody's arguing that the virtual school was as effective as being in a classroom.
It's definitely not. And definitely compromised learning.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly what it's going to mean, but that announcement yesterday got people all riled up, and that could be something that they're pushing for. It seems like they're pushing for kids in the actual physical school building more than they're not. So if they were going to do 2 days on, 2 days off, or whatever it might be, With your kid, it might be more of like a 3 days on, at least. But who knows what they'll wind up coming up with. But the clock is ticking. They got 4 weeks.
You're right. That is real quick.
I would imagine the first announcement is they're going to postpone. They're going to be like, let's move it back. We don't need to start on August 10th. Let's try to shoot for the end of August. This is my guess. That's step one. And then step two, they'll see. Because, right now, I feel like the verdict on the coronavirus, I can't get a reading on it. Okay, how serious is this? And it depends upon which news network you're on as to what the depth of fear is.
Well, you had all of this positive stuff yesterday, and then someone sent me a message like, what's Kevin talking about? This is on the rise, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and he was citing some source, and I looked at the source, and it was a bogus, terrible source.
Absolutely, yeah.
Terrible source.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, I'm trying to go through and trying to find it 2 to 3 places, and I'm also considering the source. And a lot of times, too, I'm just telling you, hey, this is what the state of Florida is saying. You may argue it, and you may think they're wrong. I'm just telling you, this is what they are saying.
You're not actually doing the stat work yourself.
No, I'm terrible at stats. I got a D- in stats in college, so I don't do any stat work at all.
You're just regurgitating what you're seeing from sites you think that are.
I'm telling you the source. I'm saying this is what the Sun Sentinel's saying. This is what the Florida Department of Health is saying. These are the numbers that they have.
Kevin, you're wrong.
You want to fight? You go fight with them, because I don't care. I'm just reporting.
Anything you say, someone's going to take issue with. And that's just the thing, as soon as you put anything out there, half the people are going to agree with you and half the people are going to wish bad things for you and your family.
Pizza is the best food of all time. That statement right there just pissed off 20% of our audience.
You're a carb idiot. You can't eat that much carbs. You're going to die.
Pizza is the best food.
Yeah. Well, I saw, even yesterday, Governor DeSantis, he was touting that Florida's case fatality rate is 1.9%, which he said was lower than a lot of other larger states. And then people were just attacking him on Twitter, being like, well, if 50% of the population gets the virus, that means 100,000 deaths in the state. And there was not one positive comment on his tweet, which I thought was odd. Yeah. But the Florida Department of Health, I am all about looking for maybe some positive signs. They said since June 22nd, the hospitalizations have dropped nearly 79% and deaths by more than 82%. That is the Florida Department of Health. So if you want to go yell at anybody, go yell at them. But that's what they're saying. And that looked positive to me. I'm like, okay.
Don't yell at the messenger because of the message.
I'm just telling you what they're saying.
Don't you see what the comments are saying? Kevin Ralston, you're so wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But cases are up 41% in the state over the last 7 days. So you got to this or you got to that. Like I said, I'm looking at deaths and hospitalizations. Yesterday, 47 more deaths, 151 hospitalizations. They say that as of noon yesterday, Miami Broward had 22% of their hospital beds available. Palm Beach had 31% of their beds available. So those are the stats that I'm looking at. But it doesn't matter what's going on. Miami-Dade is going to be shutting it back down again. Closing restaurants for dine-in service, and gyms also are going to be closing in Miami-Dade.
So they opened them only to close them again?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, because, the governor's saying we're not going backwards. Miami-Dade is saying, I think we are. Movie theaters, bowling alleys, strip clubs, dang it, also closed.
Dang it.
I know.
How am I going to work on that spare?
Yeah. So that's not going to happen. The order takes effect tomorrow in Miami-Dade, so you can, go blow it out one more day.
Are they saying, oh, man, we shouldn't have reopened? We opened too early.
Well, that's probably what that is telling you. That
or people just went nuts.
In Miami-Dade, they're shutting it down. Their numbers are different, though.
Yeah.
They've been having a lot of other things that are going on. So you see the case numbers of coronavirus going up in the state of Florida, and then you see things happening in Miami-Dade where they are shutting things back down again. And if you had plans to go to one of Florida's theme parks, is that still going to be happening? Because remember, we were talking about how Disney's going to start opening back up starting on Saturday?
Yeah.
So is that still going down?
I thought they had on the news last night that it was.
Yeah, looks like it's still game on, but I know that a union representing the employees of Disney, about 600, I think are part of that union, are fighting, saying that this is not safe for our employees to return. And the other side of it, they're fighting back saying, well, hey, look, Universal's been opened up since June 5th. So.
And people have been saying it's the best time to go because nobody's there.
Right. SeaWorld, Aquatica, Discovery Cove in Orlando, they're also open up. Busch Gardens, they open up on June 11th.
We had a KVJ Nationer post pictures of her at Universal. I could not believe how the lines were.
Yeah. So, Disney is sitting there saying, hey, look, all of our competitors are open and they seem to be thriving or doing great or whatever. I don't know what they're
doing
saying.
something.
They're doing something. At least they're open. And I'm sure that's what they're fighting back with. So it looks like it is game on. Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom opening on Saturday, with Epcot and Hollywood Studios going to be opening up the following Wednesday, July 15th. So they're going to be cranking the doors back open. So if you had those plans, you can still do that. Now, the Miami Seaquarium, I think Miami-Dade is just different. They shut back down again. They reopened on June 20th, and then they closed again. They were open for like 2 weeks. Like, okay, this ain't working out.
Well, some people opened and then were hit with it personally, like employees got the virus or it started hitting them personally, and they had to close down. I've heard of businesses that's happened to in Palm Beach County and Martin County, where they've just personally been hit by Corona and had to shut it down.
That one business.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, somebody texted in and said, yeah, I've already gone to Universal. It was so awesome. No lines.
Man, that sounds fun. The only thing is, I just don't know if I can go on those roller coasters anymore. My old ass developed vertigo. I have the spirit. I want to go. I love Spider-Man. I used to go on Spider-Man all the time. My legs were trembling after Spider-Man. Rocco could go on Spider-Man.
Oh, Rocco
feeble,
could
huh?
easily.
Well, I did. I hit the Simpson ride up or the Potter ride up, whatever the
He
one.
rode that Harry Potter ride and
Yeah.
lost his cookies.
It was the first ride I did, and I could never recover. Even the smallest little Ferris wheel would get me.
You're aged out.
I think I'm aged out.
Dang.
I know.
You
Stuff,
old.
stuff.
old.
Yep, there you go. All right, so if you had plans for Disney this week, it looks like it's game on. Well, talking about one theme park that is cranking here in South Florida, Rapids Water Park is open and happening, and we've got Camp KVJ for you today, week 4, 4-pack of tickets. If you'd like to go and take the kids out there, 42 slides and attractions that you can check out.
Slide number 3, still my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm too fat to ride it.
Okay.
You can't be too fat for the Rapids.
I think it's for a smaller person. I think it's free
For kids?
I think so.
Okay.
You're not too fat for the Rapids.
877-979-WRMF. Call us up. We'll give you the hookup to that right now. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, Miami Seaquarium closed again, but employees are not sick. Just to prevent any rumors, I work there, so I want to let you know what was going on. So I guess they just saw the numbers happening in Miami-Dade and thought it best just to go on ahead and shut it down again. So that's what's going on. All right, which one is better? Disney World or Universal?
Ooh.
Disney World or Universal, which is better?
I'm going Disney World.
Okay. What do you think, Virginia? They almost fight every single year going back and forth trying to open up new attractions.
Personally, I've had a lot of fun at Universal and at Disney, but I think Disney is more for the little kids. So when Magnolia was smaller, we did a lot of Disney because she was into it. And now Rocco loves the mouse, would insist that we went to Disney if we went there. But me, when I was out in California, we went to Universal and I loved it.
Question. Does Epcot come along with your Disney package?
Yeah, I'm going to say all the...
Then definitely. Epcot's my all-time favorite theme park. I love the ride Soarin'. I love it. I'm the only person apparently, but I love that ride.
Yeah, we'll give you everything. It'd be like, so you say Universal, it'd be Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure.
Give me Disney and Epcot.
Okay. I think I find myself enjoying Universal more because it is more of an adult thing. It's easier to drink. I think the booze wins it out for me.
You got
Always
Epcot,
has.
though. You got all the beers around the world.
It has, but you know what? I'll tell you, honestly, the thing about Epcot is after you've done it like 14 times, it starts to be like, okay.
Well, that's why I drink. I forget every time.
Yeah, I don't know. The last time I did it, I mean, it was still fun. But it didn't have, like, I remember when I first tore through, I'm like, oh my gosh, different kind of liquor, alcohol, whatever. This is fantastic. And then the last time I went through, I kind of realized, like, I didn't really like a lot of them. Like,
Each time, right before, I'm doing great till I get to France and Japan. They're like right near each other, and I love champagne and I love sake, and so it just gets away from me.
Whatever the country or the second country after Japan is where I fall apart because of the sake. We always hang out in Japan way too long. With you, with Bigfoot,
Yeah.
we always are in some kind of a sake contest.
And there's sake bombs. There's all kind of craziness.
I remember we went to that restaurant. It was either in Japan, China. I don't know what it was. I know it was just, we're somewhere in Asia, and they had the steepest steps ever. I'm like, this has got to be some kind of diabolical plan to see how many drunks will fall down this thing. I almost broke my neck on that thing.
And doesn't Disney have that amazing buffet I'm always gamming on about?
The one that you love is at Gaylord Palms, which is not affiliated with Disney.
It's not okay.
Neither.
It's in Orlando. It's close to Disney,
Okay.
but it's not a
You've
Disney
amazingly taken it to option
property.
C.
I would drive to Orlando just for the Gaylord Palms.
We know you say this every time.
That's how you know I mean
That's
it.
why our replays are so successful.
We know, Grandpa. You repeat your stories.
No. I repeat them because there's passion behind it. Tequesta.
Okay, what would you rather do? Which is better, a drive-in movie or Netflix and chill? Now, maybe you don't have the experience on a drive-in movie, but think about the concept. In fact, if the Mexican Queen did what her assignment was, she has hopefully ordered tickets for us to go see Black Panther this Saturday inside the stadium
Oh.
at the Hard Rock. I wanna
That's cool. You're
drive
going
the
to
car in there.
drive
Yeah.
onto the field.
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
But I'm real horny, so.
Okay. Well, I guess that means if you got that going along with it.
But
I'm
does
usually
it count? It's Netflix and chill with your dog.
No, he's asking if it's Netflix and chill.
Yeah, if you got the chill part, and I guess if you know what that means, and
Yeah.
that
So
works for you.
am I taking the dog out to the drive-in? I get the question, Kevin.
See, mine is just like Netflix and eat, so it's not.
That really, honestly, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Netflix, eat, leave me alone.
Netflix and have one of your kids ruin you getting lucky.
But you can eat at the drive-in movie too. So I think to me, like right now, just because I've been cooped up so long, I would say drive-in movie at the Hard Rock. I'm hoping will be better, but I'll tell you this time next week, hopefully.
I just hope it's an easy experience. I hope that you don't get there and it's dramatic and a pain in the butt.
Dramatic? What's going to happen? Somebody gonna slam them on a
Well,
car?
What if they're not like prepared or they sell too many tickets and
Well,
you get there and they
order
turn you
online.
away?
Yeah, don't drive up. You order online, and it'll tell you if it's sold out.
Okay.
I think you get a numbered spot.
Okay.
For the most part, or at least they have a certain number, and then you pull in, and then they have parking attendants to tell you where to park.
But what if that number of spots wrong, Kevin?
Yeah, I can't help you then.
I just don't want to be the first. Have they already done like
Oh, yeah,
a
several
practice
weeks.
run? Okay.
Yeah, not even practice run. I think it's been open for like 3 weeks
Yeah.
now already. So
All
they've been,
right.
they've been doing it for a while.
I saw people talking about it.
You should video the whole experience so we can see what it looks like.
Yeah, video the movie so you can get sued.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun.
You should video you and your dog too, getting romantic.
How about Back to the Future or Indiana Jones? Which is better?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think if you're talking about the whole franchise, probably. Because I think some of the Indiana Jones, well, at least the Crystal Skull fell off at the end. But then so did Back to the Future. If you're talking about the whole franchise, which is better? I'm kind of leaning a little bit Indiana Jones.
Are you trying to tell me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Yeah.
Back to the Future, man.
Back to the Future for you. Breaking Bad or Ozark?
Breaking Bad. I can't get through season 2 of Ozark, man.
Still, huh?
It's
Okay. I've not seen Breaking Bad for, it's been, what, maybe 10 years?
But I remember just the first 2 seasons of Breaking Bad were awesome.
Fantastic, yeah.
It's on Netflix. I saw it.
It's been on Netflix.
It came up as like one of the top trending things right now.
I think it's always been on Netflix. It's been on there. I watched it on Netflix. We're talking 5 or 6 years ago on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
I would lean a little bit on Breaking Bad, but, I think you also have to see the completed work. Breaking Bad's already concluded. Ozark is going to be doing, I think, one more season, and it's going to be a 2-part season. They're going to do
like 6 episodes. I don't like when they do
I think it's
that.
going to be a half and half. Well, I don't know if they had any choice because of the pandemic.
Still don't like it, Kevin.
Hollywood shut down.
I hear you.
Crohn's.
I don't like it.
But Thrones
Nobody likes
That's
it.
a popular opinion.
Thrones did that too, and I didn't like that either. Sopranos did that.
Yeah, no, some people have done that. So, all right, if you want to throw your thoughts in on that, we're going to be posting all those up on the KVJ Show Twitter. Right now, just 7 votes in. Universal Parks has got all 7 votes.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go. That is the voting on that right now on the KVJ Show Twitter. Really only one celebrity birthday going on today. Ringo Starr, formerly of the Beatles, is 80 years old today, which I thought was kind of interesting because I also saw a story today about Yoko Ono that she is not doing great, and she is a good bit older. I think Yoko Ono is like 87 now.
Oh, wow.
Something like that. So she's a good bit older than Ringo by about 7 years. So they said that she has full-time assistants.
She is 87 years old, born in 1933.
Wow, okay.
There was a crazy story that was actually out yesterday about the Beatles that they almost got back together in 1976.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, it was 6 years after they broke up, but it didn't work out because the offer, which was said to be, like in today's money, about $250 million deal for them to get back together and do a performance together. But apparently their opening act was going to be a guy fighting a shark.
What?
This is what Ringo Starr was saying.
A guy fighting a shark?
Yeah, and according to an Old People magazine article from 1976, when this would have happened, there was a promoter named Bill Sargent who made the offer. But after the Beatles turned him down, he decided to concentrate on his next project, in which an Australian diver named Wally Gibbons would fight to the death with a 14-foot, 2,500-pound killer shark in a lagoon off Western Samoa.
You know, when John Lennon died, him and Paul were in really good. They were in a good place.
They were trying to put it back together?
They were. They were in a really good place, and I honestly feel like you would have seen some Beatles getting together in the 80s.
Might have happened, huh?
Totally.
Okay. Yeah, it's too bad. Unfortunately, it never did. And they're aging out. Ringo at 80 today.
How's Gibbons?
Gibbons doing great.
Sounds like a name I'd make up.
That guy did lose to the shark, though, so he's not doing well.
Oh, the shark won?
No, I don't know. Also, somebody said, I'd like to wish my daughter Cameron a happy 8th birthday on Friday from Mommy, Daddy, Tyler, Riley, and her fur babies. Getting that one in early.
Aw.
And also, happy 5th birthday to Mia from Mommy, Daddy, and the Brady Bunch. It says, we love you, Joe sent that in. Got a birthday, you want to get a hold of us? Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Real quick shout out here to Noel in Wellington. Gonna give him some Camp KVJ Rapids Water Park tickets. How you doing, Noel?
Hi, guys.
Noel, I think is what it would be. Hello,
KVJ,
Noel.
how are you this morning?
Doing good,
Hi.
good. Tell me, how many kids do you have, Noel?
I have twin girls, actually.
Oh.
Very nice. And how old are they?
They're going to be 3 in August.
Wow, okay, that's fun. Yeah, that's the cool thing about Rapids is I remember I had Cannon out there when he was 2, and you could find things going on. You just got to watch those water diapers, because I found out with Cannon many a times, they're not exactly, like, completely snug. I remember I had him going down a water slide one time, and he took a monster dump, like, halfway down, and it turned into a mudslide. And it was one of those things where you didn't want to be...
No.
Oh, I rushed in there, and I swooped him up, and we got out of there.
You're the guy that shut down the slide.
I shut down the slide, and I took off. I didn't want all the parents coming after me.
That's better than if it was Grandpa, though.
That's true, yeah. You don't want to put Grandpa on the kids' water slides. Well, Noel, you and the girls have fun, okay? We've got a 4-pack of tickets for you.
Thank you so much, you guys. I love your show.
Oh, we
thank
love you.
God loves you as well. Got another chance to get those 4-pack of tickets with Camp KVJ tomorrow here on the KVJ Show. Just listen up for your chance to win. Danny's your animal. Do you love your wildlife? Well, this game is for you. The sounds of animals in their natural habitat and Denny's in his natural studio.
He gets better and better every week. Gosh darn it, he fooled us last week.
People get on hot streaks in life, and you ride them as long as you can, and Miho is on one right now.
Denny's, you killing it.
Yeah, he is. We've got David on here from Royal Palm to be our resident animal expert here today. Hello, David.
Good morning, Kvj Show.
Yeah. Now, what we've got here, David, is we've got some audio from animals in their natural habitat. Some of these, though, are just Denny's in his studio trying to make it sound like an animal in the habitat. You got to try to tell us the difference, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, our first one here. It's kind of worse. We were talking a second ago about a man fighting a shark. This is a shark fighting a man.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very topical.
Yeah, and it's
Hard to mic up. Did you mic the shark or the man?
Yeah, well, you never know. The cameras and the high-tech stuff anymore, Virginia, these nature shows, they go in there, next thing you know. This is in water, so this is not a land shark.
Oh, boy.
So this is a shark in its natural habitat. What do you think? Is this Denny's or animal?
Oi! Blimey! Mate!
Must be the Great Barrier Reef.
Guy's Australian, it sounds like. He called the shark mate.
That's it. That's a great white. That's no joke. That's a
The
great
shark's eating you. Is he really your mate?
Is it possible to hear that again? That was so layered.
It is, yeah. Well, it sounds like more shallow water, which is odd for a great white. It almost sounds like they're in a kiddie pool.
Oi! Blimey! Mate!
There's a punch. I don't know who landed the punch, the man or the shark, but there's definitely contact made in there.
It sounded like a slap almost.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, David? Is that Denny's or animal?
Denny's.
You're going to go with that is Denny's. Well, Virginia just ruined the...
Hey, ruining bits is my act.
Sorry, I was just so happy for him.
How did you know?
I could tell.
Okay. All right, next one we've got here. Denny's or animal. This is also another sound from down under. A koala bear barking at an intruder.
Ooh.
Okay. You get yourself a guard koala. If a pit bull's not your thing, get a koala bear. I've heard that. I've actually been in a koala cage. And they say don't let them fool you. They look all peaceful and they're just, sitting there chilling, eating the eucalyptus or whatever it is.
They have like claws.
Yeah, and they will latch onto your face. They say don't mess with it.
Oh, I've heard koala bears can kill you 13 different ways.
Yeah, they look all cute and cuddly, but don't let them fool you. So this is a koala bear barking at an intruder. Wow.
I wouldn't break into that place.
Wow. How about that, huh? David, what do you think? Is that Denny's or animal?
I'll be up my animal on that one.
You gonna go animal on that one? That is a real koala bear.
Yay!
That's no joke, huh?
Wow, they sound horrifying.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm. And final one here. Boy, I tell you, David is on quite a roll, isn't he? He's got 2 out of 2. Going for a perfect score here, Denny's or animal. We've got a snake being charmed by a snake charmer. Snake being charmed by a snake charmer. Okay, what do you think here? Is this Denny's or animal, David?
Hiss, 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 hiss.
Hey, what is he playing? Is that a kazoo?
No.
Is that bagpipes?
Is that
is that an Irish snake charmer or a Scottish snake charmer is playing bagpipes?
No, snake sounds very perverted.
Hiss.
Oh, well, it's upset.
He's sassy.
Hiss.
Yes.
Sassy little snake.
It is.
It's a mixed snake.
Yes, okay. About that.
It's very Irish.
It's a great
Yeah,
one.
it was. I think he was using bagpipes. What do you think, David? Is that Denny's or animal?
That was definitely Denny's.
Gonna go with Denny's on that for a perfect score. You got it.
Yay! Woo, 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 David!
Very, very impressive.
Thank you,
Very
guys.
impressive. Yes, there you go. Congratulations. You can walk away and brag to all your friends today that you got a perfect score in Denny's or animal, okay?
All right, guys. Have a great day.
You
Okay.
too.
Yeah, about that. That guy's definitely an animal expert. I saw this list, which is kind of scary. Deadliest animals to humans, and it may not be what you would expect. What do you think is the deadliest animal to humans, Virginia?
Is it going to be like a dog?
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about how many dogs we got. We let them have access to us.
Well, the wild dogs, too, I think they are mean.
Mm-hmm. It's a good guess. They're on the list. Number 3. Dogs kill 50 to 100,000 people a year.
What?
Dogs.
Keep in mind, though, I think some of those are wild dogs in other countries.
Those numbers seem high.
Across the world, though? It's a big world.
It is a big world, Virginia.
It's a whole new world out
My
there.
brother was attacked by wild dogs. I told you that story. He went over to be in the Peace Corps in Africa, my half-brother, my dad's son, and while in the Peace Corps was attacked by a pack of wild dogs.
So if you're in the Peace Corps, are you allowed to kick a dog? Or is that not peaceful?
Oh, he was kicking. He was doing everything he could to protect himself, and a local villager helped save him. And he was in great shape, and they say that's one of the only things that saved him. He never went down. He kept fighting these dogs, and then he had some help that ran over to help him.
Wow.
I think the most shocking part of that story is I didn't know you had a brother.
Yeah, I've got 3 half-brothers. My dad had 1 kid after my parents divorced, and my mom had 2 boys.
Did you know this?
Yeah, she's talked about it a lot.
Am I surprised every time?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's like Groundhog Day.
Shockingly,
Yeah.
you only focus on my sisters.
You never talk about your brothers, though. When do you ever?
You like my sisters better.
I know your sisters.
My brother's got a really nice set of boobs, though.
You never talk about your brothers. The audience will back me up on that.
I don't. I rarely do because, I'm a girl's girl. I like my sisters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, men
They're
are
men,
awful.
yeah.
The boys
Men
are okay.
Even
Men
the
are
brothers.
terrible, yeah.
They're terrible.
Even the brothers.
She hates her brothers.
Because they're men, they're terrible.
No.
Here's something else.
The deadliest animal to humans, they say, is the mosquito.
Disease.
Oh,
Yeah, we kind of noticed a little bit in South Florida. You're always hearing some kind of weird little thing. I just even saw that. It was like somebody got bit by one, and I think Miami-Dade and God, I can't remember what it was. There's all kind of little diseases you can get.
Well, you can name so many on one hand. Encephalitis.
Mm-hmm.
Malaria.
Encephalitis.
Scurvy.
You can do that if you're missing 3 fingers.
You could name so many.
Hold on. No, scarlet fever. Is that one? Oh, I got to Google it.
Yeah. It seems good in theory.
It's a struggle to
Yeah.
name diseases from mosquitoes.
Yeah, mosquitoes kill 1 million people every year.
Oh, my goodness.
It's insane, isn't it?
If they ever really wanted to turn on us, if the mosquitoes and the birds got together and said, all right, humans, you're done, I don't think we stand a chance.
Mm-hmm. You're probably right.
I'm serious.
Yeah, the birds would be horrifying because they do. Especially like those mockingbirds like you
Yeah.
have by your crib.
If every bird on the planet decided to turn on us, we don't stand a chance.
Birds are not on the list in the top 10, but snakes are. Number 2.
Oh, snakes.
Yes, snakes.
What are the Irish snakes?
Yes. They're the worst.
The St. Patty Day snakes.
Yes, they are. The worst.
They got a little pin that says Aaron Go Bra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these snakes kill 50 to 100,000 people every single year.
That seems like a lot to me.
It does.
Yeah. Some of the other animals you might expect, crocodiles, number 7, they kill 1,000 people every year. A hippopotamus, they kill 500 people every year.
I just watched a hippopotamus documentary, and they are fascinating. They put a fake hippopotamus in the water with them with a camera in its mouth so they would capture all this activity they've
Yeah.
never seen hippopotamuses do. Fascinating.
They didn't sniff out the plastic hippopotamus?
It's weird you ask that. I don't know if you really want the answer. I'm afraid you're about to snore.
No. I really do want the answer.
So some species did actually go up to the fake animal and they sniffed it out. At first they were kind of creeped out by it, and then they realized it was fake.
I saw a viral video of a baby hippopotamus. There are these two ladies, and they had two dogs, and the hippopotamus was like kind of like running with the little dogs, like it was just part of the pack. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, when this hippopotamus grows up, is he going to kill these two women?
It's a great question because hippopotamus,
And their dog.
they're not that nice. Hippos.
Yeah, he looked sweet and adorable, but it was a baby. I'm like, does it one day where he just doesn't have any recollection of them and he doesn't care? He's like, I'm a hippo. You're ladies. I'm gonna kill you.
They're very territorial. And you're right. I don't know if it's house trained. Is it a sweeter hippo?
Yeah.
Nature or nurture with the hippo? What takes over?
I don't
you
know,
house
man.
train 'em?
Some of those animals, they have them as babies, and it depends on the species. When they get adults, they end up beating up the owner. They're like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
Ask that lady that raised that monkey or gorilla, whatever it was. She raised it since it was a baby, and then one day it flipped on her and ripped her skin off, starting with her neck.
So you know for a fact she raised that thing from a baby?
I thought that was the story. I mean, I have to go back and look. I don't think that was the only monkey she had either.
Wow.
Thing ripped her skin off.
Just wow.
Monkey don't play.
No, they don't. Huh?
But then there's some that are so gentle that would save your life. I've seen the footage.
I guess monkeys are like humans. You never know what you're gonna get.
You really don't. I watch a lot of animal documentaries over the break.
Yeah.
There was this one, I believe it was an orangutan. It learned how to saw on its own, and it found its own saw, and it taught itself how to saw.
It was woodworking?
And then they put a fake orangutan trying to saw, and then the real orangutan saw the fake orangutan doing it, and it got competitive and started to race the fake orangutan.
Saw-off?
They had a saw-off.
Oddly enough, I would sit and watch that for hours.
I did.
And this is how bored we are.
I'm hard up for entertainment, man. What would a moon toilet look like? Well, that's what NASA wants to know. They're actually holding a contest for you to design the commode for a possible moon base they hope to construct.
That's when you really want gravity because, gravity makes the poo drop. If there's no gravity, does the poo just float up? And if you're not paying attention, all of a sudden you're eye to eye with it?
And is it going to be, is it going to be different for 1 and 2? You know what I mean? You got a liquid, you have a solid. Or in space.
At first you're thinking, oh, this is no problem. But then, when you think about the gravity aspect, you're like, okay, what do we do? Does the toilet need a seatbelt on it?
Do you need a suction?
The moon hole kind of sounds dirty. The name of it. I have to go to the moon hole.
Actually, I think it was a gay bar.
I don't know. The moon hole. That's what I'm just thinking of names for it.
I don't know.
All right, we'll take it off the list.
Yeah, I guess that's what the problems would be. When you really start thinking about it, you're like, okay, what would this thing look like? Because, obviously you'd want sanitation. And if it's a bathroom, I assume it would be a use for multiple people. Now, I'm wondering, what does the bathroom look like on the space station? Or do you have to, put on a suit to go to the toilet and then the suit does? What does that look like already?
That seems real tricky.
Yeah, I realized I never really thought much about going to the bathroom in space, but it does present a lot of problems.
The urination space station?
The urination station?
The urination station?
Yeah. You wouldn't want to be known for that, I wouldn't think. I think you want to do everything as discreet. It's a success if you don't notice it. That's ultimately it. But if there are smells and messes, then you failed in your design.
Would you live on the moon? If they gave you a great deal on a radio show, house was paid for, pool.
Whoa, how many listeners do I have?
It starts off. It starts off. They can syndicate you back to West Palm Beach in South Florida.
Oh, they can. No, I'm not going to the moon unless that's my only option. If that's the only option, all right. Well,
it has to be moon or death.
Okay, but if it is your only option, you consider taking KVJ up in space.
Yes. Okay. For an audience of what, 3?
No, we syndicate back. Yeah,
well, I'm not going to the moon unless it's my only option.
That's what I'm saying. But if we did, we could make it work. Who am I
syndicating back to?
The people here in West Palm. Never mind. It's a stupid question for a stupid game. I'm just trying to have some fun. I'm backing out.
Abort! He aborted the mission.
I did.
Well, I don't think any of us are going to figure out exactly how to design a toilet for a moon base. But I was just kind of wondering, that would probably be the world's most expensive toilet by the time it was done. But I know they're getting really high tech with stuff. You know, Vanilla Ice, he does his show out of Palm Beach here, and Vanilla Ice Project, and he's always looking for new little tricks and toys. And he was showing me a toilet that he had one time, and this thing was like a toilet bidet. It somehow knew the difference, like when you sat on it, it had certain adjustments based on like your weight and I guess maybe your bum size. I don't even know.
It knows if you're a girl or a boy and then treats you different accordingly.
It does.
Mark my words, the bidet is the new microwave. You'll see that in the next 5 to 10 years.
I've kind of heard that, they were talking about the bidet, really having kind of an uptick because of the paper toilet TP shortage that had happened because of the coronavirus.
You're going to use less paper with a bidet because, I mean, instead of having to wipe 2 or 3 times, it's just once.
Yes, but the problem is the cost on them, right? I think they're still kind of expensive.
With the bidet, you wipe, then you go squat in the water and then let it, and then you would dry? How's a bidet work? It sounds very fancy.
I don't know, because I've never used one like the real deal way, but I think you go poo-poo, and then it's like a little, imagine like a little water hose that squirts your bung.
But I feel like there needs to be, and I'm not trying to be graphic here, I just feel like there also needs to be more than water, right? Just a stream of water.
Some of them have water and then a fan. A warm fan that dries you. Now that's fancy. Wow. I don't think that's your traditional bidet.
I would like a warm fan on my butt.
Who would?
Just anytime, like going to bed.
Jason, we love you on the show.
Somebody texted and said the toilet on the space station has a slight vacuum to the actual toilet bowl. It also has a hose for number 1 that also has a slight vacuum. So
kind of like a bank kind of a thing.
That's why I think this is such a project to design a toilet for the moon base, because you got to figure that part of it and then, keeping it sanitary.
What are your thoughts on the whole process of the bidet? Do you think that
I think bidets, I would not be surprised if in maybe 10 years you start to see them in the kind of home I have. I just got kind of a regular all-American little home, nothing fancy. The fancy homes already have got it. But, just the regular American. I think in 10 years that will start being a standard item. You'll see
blue-collar butts.
Yeah, right. My blue-collar butt is going to start, I think, have a bidet in 10 years. I think I'm 10 years away from it.
So bidets, in your opinion, they work better than regular TP?
I've never done it, so I can't say until I've done it. I would like to take a ride on a bidet.
In theory, I mean, let's just call Vanilla Ice and ask him if we can all go to his house and poo.
I was tempted. I really was like, hey, if I had to...
How do you ask somebody
blow
that?
1 hour right now, would you mind if I try this thing out?
If he lets us, we got to leak that story to TMZ. I think that's worthy of a... People would want to know that. Vanilla Ice lets DJs poop at his house? That's a story.
What do you say? Can I take your toilet for a spin?
Well, for you, Kevin, you're going to have a bunch of onions. I'm going to have a bunch of ice cream, and then we're going to go. And we're going to check this bidet out and see about the warm fan.
Yeah.
The warm fan sounds lovely.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love to just hear the conversation with Vanilla Ice.
Can we listen in when you call him and ask him?
Hey, Ice, do you mind if I come over and poop?
Somebody texted and said I went to a designer show in Palm Beach, and I swear the toilet cost more than my house. It had a touchpad, heated seat, heated blow dryer, you name it, it was there. Honestly, I just couldn't figure out how to flush, but fancy toilets are awesome.
Would you want a fancy toilet that massaged you as you're going to the bathroom?
No.
Hold on now. Think about it. Stressful day, you're sitting down, and something attaches to your neck area.
Oh, I thought you meant it massaged your butt.
No, you're just laying back, and then there's kind of like on your back area, you know, that those chairs that massage your back. While you're doing your business, you get your back and neck worked on. I don't know.
I don't know. It might be too much jiggling.
Maybe it would loosen things up. I don't know. I think that could work. I'm writing that down.
Nicest bathroom you've ever been in. What would you say it is, Virginia? Do you have one?
Gosh, I think it's the one that Vanilla Ice just did, the last season house that he brought us in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the bathtub was gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, gold bathtub. It had these amazing sinks, and then it had that toilet where you walk up to it, and it knows if you're a boy or a girl. It does everything for you. Like, it was just, that was the fanciest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I remember the Mar-a-Lago toilets were pretty, bathrooms, like, fancy.
Those were gold, but beyond that, they didn't do anything special. It was just like a regular toilet that was painted gold, and I don't know if they were real gold.
No, I don't
Vanilla
think so.
Ice's bathtub was really gold.
Really?
Yeah.
My goodness.
It was real gold.
My goodness. Wow. Okay. That's that Ice Ice Baby money right there.
Yeah, it is. Well, and flipping houses.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody said I've installed a lot of bidets on Singer Island Resort, and
Really?
yeah. He said they are much better than regular toilets.
Look at this.
How about that, huh?
So wait, is somebody texting us? Do we now have a bidet guy?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think they're pretty standard. I think a lot of people are. I think pretty much any plumber today would probably put in a bidet for you, Virginia.
That's exciting.
But can they put one in that massages your neck?
So if I put one in, we could have a KVJ poo.
Yeah, just,
I mean, I'll take your word for it. I think you could go through the whole process and let us know the difference. I trust your butt.
Yeah, I do too. I
would want
trust
you to
your
come
report.
over and poo on it too.
How about
not at the
this?
same
Okay,
time
are we
as
drawing
me.
straws who gets to go first? Because trust me, I would like privilege.
I think it goes in order. KVJ.
Okay. As
Sorry,
long as I
Bert.
get to go first, then I'm all in.
Sorry, Bert.
Suits is the newest.
What he's got to walk into is going to be horrific. Okay. Jill is on here from Delray. What can you tell us about bidets, Jill?
Well, I'm a kitchen and bath designer, and I will tell you that for most of my career, I've taken out bidets, but sometimes people do like them, and you were talking about the average person getting them. You can get just the seat that goes on it's like an attachment, not to every toilet, but a lot of toilets. And they're like maybe $500. We're not talking thousands upon thousands. The bigger issue has to do with that you have to have electricity. So you have to have like an outlet put next to the toilet.
What if you have a hurricane and power's down?
Well, then you're out of luck, aren't you?
Oh, my goodness. Wow, that would be tough.
So are bidets, in your opinion, better for a pooping experience?
You know what? I have to tell you, I've never actually used one myself, but I know, like Virginia was saying, there are some that are really fancy and they wash you, they dry you, but, there are also toilets that have music and the heated seat and the whole thing. They can be like $10,000, those toilets. But, yeah, Koala puts one out. I think it's called Numi. Any case. But for the average person, if somebody really wants them, it's not like it's that expensive of a deal.
Yeah, people are even
Probably
sending in.
$100,000, you could have it put it in.
Yeah, people are sending even that you can go to like Lowe's and put together, your own makeshift one for like under $5.
Just tie a slip and slide hose to your toilet seat.
Whoa, they got some that has music. You could play some of your crappy French music while you're pooping.
French music while you poo is lovely.
That makes it classy.
Yeah, that would. That'd be a lot of fun. I think it does make it nice. There's
It
just something
does.
about it. Absolutely.
Welcome to the toilet.
Poo-poo.
Would you like a magazine or a book?
I can just see it now. Yeah, somebody said I used Vanilla Ice's bidet at a party, and it is amazing.
Really?
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, if you can start plugging in or listening to music, I bet you can start charging your phone, too. We'll get to that point.
Yeah.
You probably could throw a sandwich in that thing at some point.
Do you want a sandwich when you're pooing?
No, you don't. You really don't.
Nobody here on the show is eating while they're going number 2, are they?
No.
You're disgusting if
Okay.
you're having a ham sandwich.
Thought so. All right, anybody feel like making some other confessions today? You can. It is open right now. Anonymous text will take 877-979-9763. The KVJ confessional opens up next.
The KVJ Show. Mornings and the best variety of the 2000s, 10s, and today. 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, anything that you need to confess here today? Because of social distancing, I know Virginia, a lot of Catholics having a hard time getting into their confessionals. So what are you doing this time of year?
Are you going to sit in and be like Father Kev?
Father Kev, yes. Father Kev is here
Look at you.
to hear whatever sins you might have. You can confess them here to us today. 877-979-WRMF. 877-979-9763. Nobody is perfect. Cleanse your soul. We could all do better, but this is your first step to doing it. One text here says, when I was 13, my brother picked me up from the school bus in the tractor. On the drive home, we were fighting and he crashed into a ditch. We told our father that the steering broke. He sued the tractor company and won.
Wow.
The tractor company could not actually pay its debt and then went out of business. Oh my gosh.
Boy,
You
that's...
bankrupt a tractor company?
weighs heavy on you.
Jeez.
Oh.
Someone else thought I work on a tech support phone line. I know nothing about tech or computers. I Google all their questions and I read out the answers word for word.
That's a scam.
That's, hey, why not? But doesn't it just go to show you how often do people ask you a question that you could easily just Google?
A lot.
And you're like, why don't you know what? It's called Google. Just, I'm going to do the exact same thing that you could be doing.
It happens at Denny's all the time. Someone will call and ask Denny's a question that's easily Googleable.
Googleable. Another text here says, my last dog was a poo eater. She just had a mouthful when a fellow dog walker came over to say hello. Dog jumped up and nosed him, left a piece of dookie right on his cheek, and I didn't tell him.
Oh.
You have the best dog ever. And you have poo on your face.
I am fortunate Chewy is not into that. He never does it.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Some dogs are really gross.
Just reading about that. Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter's dog, he was hanging out back in the house the other day and hacked up a full pair of panties.
Really?
Panty sniffer.
He ate panties?
He ate panties, and I'm like going, there's something coming out of your dog's mouth, and it looked like a magic trick.
And you saw the whole thing go down?
I was out there looking, I'm like, I don't know what's going on with your dog, Caitlin, but that thing is, it's been coming for a while. And then what I got is her friend's underwear.
That could have been lights out for that dog.
Yeah, he eats everything. Somebody else texts in here for the KVJ confessional. An ex-girlfriend invited me to her wedding. I got very drunk. I woke up naked next to the bride's mother and sister. They were asleep. I don't know what happened. I couldn't find my underpants. I left.
The mother and sister?
You woke up next to the mother and sister. Were they clothed?
It's a great question.
Is he insinuating he busted a three-piece?
I don't know. With the bride's mother and sister?
No.
He had no pants on. What do you think happened?
I would say
no. There's no way.
I would say
a,
no.
Yeah.
I would say no.
It's some kind of circumstance happened where he was naked, and I don't think that went down. Get your mind in the gutter, Sinicki.
I'm sorry. If you wake up pantsless with two chicks, it probably went down.
Not always.
Or up.
Somebody else said, I was mind-numbingly drunk, and I once mistook a friend's washing machine door for the toilet and took a dump.
Did you think the washer was just a big toilet bowl? And how big is your ass?
The following morning, I told his girlfriend it was him, as he had been trashed. So hazy was his memory, he apologized on the spot and then cleaned it up.
Oh, that's so shady.
Oh, my gosh. That's just terrible. That's just so you made the mess and you had someone else clean it up. Good heavens.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
We were talking a little bit about fancy toilets earlier and bidets. How about this? There is a bidet company that is offering $10,000 for one lucky person to spend their summer testing a toilet paper alternative and sharing the journey online. Just what we were talking about.
Huh.
How about this for a summer gig, huh? The person needs to poo, analyze, and document your daily bowel movements and then share your fecal findings on social media. Oh, wow.
I would not want to click onto that.
Wow.
On their social media or your social media?
That's a big difference. You're right.
I don't care. I don't want to.
I'll put it on theirs. I'm not going to document it on mine.
Yeah, that seems a little too forward.
Does something like that do well on social media?
It's got probably a niche market.
No, it doesn't do well.
You're right.
They say the 3-month consulting position is with Tushy, which fashions itself as a modern bathroom brand, revolutionizing the way that people poo with different kinds of bidets. And you even get an executive title known as the Vice President of Fecal Matter. To get the $10,000 gig, you must submit a video before the deadline. And the deadline is coming up this week. You've got to have it in by Friday. Just to let you know if you're interested in that. $10,000 for 3 months of work. Not bad, I guess.
No, I mean, you're going to go anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I got a couple other interesting things going on here with idiot drunks. A 55-year-old guy in Kentucky got drunk on Sunday and arm wrestled his teenage son. And then when the guy lost, he fired 2 shots into the ceiling.
Oh, my.
And then wound up in an 8-hour police standoff before he finally surrendered.
8 hours? I mean, don't you want to just get on with your day?
I imagine that's how. I imagine this is way into the night, and that's probably about the time he started to sober up. He'd be going, what am I doing?
I did what?
8 hours? Dude, edit down your time.
Yeah. This is kind of ironic and fun, too. 2 drivers in separate stolen vehicles were arrested after crashing into each other in Oregon.
Oh, boy.
One stolen vehicle crashes into another.
Not related.
Yeah, not related. And one of the drivers was also charged with driving under the influence of intoxicants and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle.
The cops are like, sweet, this is awesome. It's a twofer.
Yeah. Very good little deal. Got some more disturbing people here. There's a Spring Hill, Florida woman that got arrested after trying to burn down her former home with a blowtorch. She said that bad things had occurred there. Okay.
I'd like to delve into that more.
Yeah, thankfully nobody was injured in the fire, but there was an estimated damage of $3,000. She got arrested for arson.
It's a tough way to wake up too.
It is. It's somebody trying to burn her house down with a blowtorch.
That happened to my brother he was at an apartment complex, and he was staying there with his family, and this woman and this guy got into a fight. He said they would always fight each other, always fighting in the parking lot. And one night, her drunk ass tried to light his unit on fire, and it burned half of the entire apartment complex.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, my brother had to move.
Oh.
No joke, huh?
Yeah.
There's a golfer that was accidentally shot by another man attempting to shoot a woodchuck on his property in Wisconsin.
Now that sucks. You're out just golfing and you get shot?
Yeah, while trying to shoot the animal, a bullet ricocheted off some trees and hit the 80-year-old man.
Oh, man.
Thankfully, the injuries are non-life-threatening, which at 80, a golf ball would take you out.
Very lucky.
I don't survive that. If I lived to 80 and I got shot, there's no way I'm coming back from that.
I just give up.
I don't think I could.
Take me.
Yeah.
Wow. It's another crazy story. A Chinese guy was declared dead by medics and then shocked his family when he actually returned home alive, and they had the body cremated.
What?
Yeah. The 43-year-old's family had called police after he had gone missing, and the doctors are like, yep, okay, we got him. Unfortunately, your relative's dead. And they're like, okay, cremate him. It was another person.
Oh, my God.
Did a family not check and identify the body?
I guess apparently not. Maybe the body was disfigured in a way that they couldn't get a positive ID on it.
Dental records? I mean, come on.
And maybe he had no teeth.
Maybe never went to the dentist. That happens sometimes.
This is China. Who knows? We got some crazy stories coming out of
I have a
there.
lot more questions about that case.
And what about the poor guy that got cremated? We don't know who he is.
Yeah,
We're never finding out now.
A lot of questions.
Imagine that, though. We think Kevin's dead, and we're
He
like,
comes walking in like 3 days later.
To do the show.
I'd be like, it's a look-alike. It's a clone. He's got too many of them. There's too many clone Kevins.
We always knew he was a robot.
Yes.
He cloned himself, faked his death.
That's right. I will go on.
You can't stop this.
Yeah, you can't stop this. You ever seen how big groupers can get?
Yes.
Yes.
There are these two guys fishing off the Florida coast near Cape Coral, and one of the dudes caught a grouper, didn't realize how big it was. Turned out to be 450 pounds. He found out 10 seconds after hooking the fish when it just zinged him right into the ocean.
Wow.
The fish took off with the rod, but they later hooked the fish with the boat's anchor. Their hook wasn't big enough. It took an anchor.
Oh, my God.
That's good eating right there.
At 450 pounds of grouper, you bet. They then realized that the rod was still attached to the fish. Another man grabbed the rod and took the big old grouper on board, but when he was trying to take a picture with the fish, it took off again and pulled him into the water.
Oh, my.
Something that big and majestic, though, you wouldn't want to eat that. You want to put that back, don't you?
I agree. Let it be.
Well, it didn't get to be 450 pounds that thing's a little slippery.
I feel like
it's probably
told
been caught
me
a few times.
They've got monster groupers like that. She's seen them at Cato's Bridge snorkeling. Bigger than you.
If it's something that cool and big, throw it back. I know a lot of people who love grouper would think that's good eats.
Is it though?
I thought grouper was considered a good fish to eat.
If it's 450 years old, is the meat still good? Is it like still fresh and tender, or is it like eating an old person?
It's a good question. I don't know if anybody's ever caught a monster grouper. You can let us know.
So was it 450 pounds or was it
450 pounds?
Okay, you're thinking it's 450 years old, Virginia. You're getting the story wrong, and you're confusing me and making me self-doubt everything I'm saying.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got another thing wrong on the air, and you're the wrong one. 450 pounds, not years.
Sorry, 450 pounds.
You really threw me for a loop there.
Yeah, wait, what?
Look, oh man, am I wrong again?
Definitely made the story a lot more confusing.
Corona, bruh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And we got World Record Wednesday tomorrow. That dude David Rush continues to break pretty much a record week in quarantine. He's got another one now. In fact, he's got 2 records for putting on T-shirts the fastest. He just broke the one where he put on 18 T-shirts in 30 seconds.
I have experience with this. I can maybe take this one.
You think so?
I've done this before. I know what to do.
He and his wife also broke the world record for the most T-shirts put on in 1 minute by a team of 2. She helped him put on 32 shirts in the 1 minute.
I'm not sure what you're doing tomorrow, Sinicki.
I'll be here.
But would you like to be my partner?
I would.
And the deal is you cannot sass me back.
No promises.
He said that their strategy was that David, the husband, would pull the shirts over his head, and his wife Jennifer would then pull them down over his back. And that's how they wound up setting, and they've got the 2 records.
So she stood behind him and did he started the job, she finished it.
Yeah. So they got the record for 32 shirts in 1 minute and then 18 shirts in 30 seconds.
All right, let's do this.
The previous record was 14 in 30 seconds.
You got to get big shirts, and you got to start with the smallest and then go up to the biggest.
I just got one question for you. Are you ready to chase greatness?
Yeah, let's do this. Hopefully it's as great as the sock one.
That's not okay. You know what? I don't know how I want you to be my partner. To be quite honest with you, I think the Kevin Ralston might be a better fit.
Oh, fit.
Yeah. We'll see if you're going to be the partner or not.
All right. Kevin's busy. He told me.
Somebody giving us a heads up on that 450-year-old fish that turned out to be only at 450 pounds.
Sorry, it got flipped in my head.
Somebody said it sounds like a Goliath Grouper, which are protected species.
Oh.
Okay.
Different grouper are edible, yeah.
You can't eat them?
Apparently they're not good eats and they're protected, so I guess apparently not.
So Jay-Bird was wrong and wrong?
I mean, you didn't know. You were asking the questions. None of us knew.
So me and you were just a big glass of wrong.
Sounds delicious.
We're a tumbler of wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. So that's the answer on the fish. Thank you very much. Always the very educational KVJ show.
KVJ show is all over social media. Find us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey, today be Taco Tuesday.
It is. It's also, believe it's National Chocolate Day.
It is.
It is, right?
I don't know.
World Chocolate Day.
What
Happy
is it?
World Chocolate Day. Yes, Happy World Chocolate Day.
World Chocolate Day.
It is, baby.
Okay.
Can we talk to Fat Kevin for a second?
Yeah, I love chocolate. Oh, man, it's good stuff.
Did Fat Kevin like those kind of ice cream cones that you would dip it in chocolate and then it would harden up like the magic shell?
I had that all the time. We always
Oh.
had Magic Shell. Sometimes I just drink the Magic Shell.
It's so good.
I just have a cup of Magic Shell.
It works good too in the bedroom.
I was about to ask you that. Have you
Yeah.
ever magic shelled your junk? Okay.
Be an interesting
There's
experiment.
a project for you later. You're bored. It's Corona. Why not? If ever a time.
I will say I possibly might have had my nipples magic shelled before.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Well, let's take it a step further and go downstairs.
We all got to do it though, together. Solidarity, blood in, blood out.
I think it works better with the male equipment
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it.
aesthetically.
Okay. All right. Interesting experiment. Yeah, it seems like so many days have like a great food combo. The Taco Tuesday is big. You could do Friday.
French Friday.
French Friday seems to all work. I know a lot of bars do Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah.
You know, they always kind of like tie into it. But it doesn't seem like there's really anything for like your Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sicilian Sunday. Sicilian Pizza Sunday. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Sicilian Sunday.
Sicilian Sunday. Oh, or Sunday. Sundays are Sundays.
I kind of like, Sundays.
You just hate carbs. I get why you don't like Sicilian pizza.
I never was a big, thick, fat crust kind of pizza guy. I always liked the thinner stuff.
That's how I started getting fat during the quarantine. I was on a Sicilian run. I was eating Sicilian left and right. I was wondering why I was getting fat.
Yeah.
You are like your pizza, fluffy and
It
thick.
does.
But I suggest if you're going to do Sicilian, get extra sauce on it. The one problem I've noticed on a Sicilian, too dry.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I don't really like it.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would you do with Saturday? Is there any food that works? What about a Monday? What about a Wednesday? Are there any options on that?
How about Meatball Monday? Meatball grinders. Ooh, Meatball Monday.
Meatball Monday?
You could do Meatball Monday. You could do Moon Pie Monday.
Moon Pie Monday. So that's good.
Only thing
Moon
about,
Day.
One thing about Moon Pie Mondays, there's not a lot of options.
You got what? Banana and chocolate?
Strawberry as well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Gosh, I haven't had a moon pie.
You know, they make the little mini moon pies now, too, in case you don't want to go completely nuts.
Mini moon pie, yeah. I would have loved that when I was 3.
He always wants to go completely
Sorry.
nuts. What are you talking about?
I didn't mean to insult you by making it healthier.
That's his middle name, completely nuts.
That's insulting.
Yeah. Okay, any thoughts what you would throw in for your Wednesday, Saturday?
Toast Thursday. Yeah, that's kind of boring.
Waffle Wednesday?
Waffle Wednesday could work.
Waffle Wednesday will work. Okay. But the Thirsty Thursday, that'd be to me if you're a drinker.
Thirsty Thursday's already been done. We got to do something different.
But you could still go with it. I mean, you can make them milkshakes.
Ooh.
Just it's a beverage day.
Tortellini Thursday.
It doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Stromboli Sunday. Oh, gosh.
You can tell he hasn't had carbs in a while.
I know, right?
The man is needy.
Somebody jonesing for some food. Well, today is Taco Tuesday, but it feels like we need a great food for every day of the week.
Something to get excited about.
Yeah.
Something to have like, okay, yay, it's Waffle Wednesday. Woohoo!
How many things are exciting as tacos, though? That might be the big problem.
I feel like the taco bar is the new fondue.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bold statement.
It's the new fondue.
It's a bold statement. For Wednesday, you got Waffle Wednesday, Wings Wednesday, as in chicken wings.
There was a place down in Broward that was doing like 5-cent wings on Wednesday. They had some kind of wing
idea.
deal.
That's what I would lock it in at. Wings Wednesday. Somebody said Wiener Wednesday. If you love hot dogs,
You would love that.
Hot dogs.
You would love it.
I would.
You should let me make you my famous chili dog.
I don't really like chili.
All right, never mind then.
No, I'm good.
I like cheese, I like onions, and I like relish.
Fat Kevin, did you ever eat those hot dogs with the cheese in the middle?
Yeah, I used to get those all the time. I remember I had one time. This was right when I was really starting to get portly. I'd wolfed down, I think, 2 of them, had a Klondike bar, and then we hopped in my buddy's dad's Chevette through the windy roads of southeastern Ohio, and I barfed all over his back car. And back of his car,
She's bought dog and
He
Klondike?
sold that Chevette 3 days later.
We had a Chevette, yeah. Those things weren't big, man.
My chili dog barf took the car out of commission. Oh, so much of it.
We didn't have a Chevette. We had a Pinto. Remember the Pinto?
Yeah.
We had a Pinto.
We had a Chevette, and we had 7 people drive in that whole thing to Pennsylvania. It was a real tight fit.
7 people in a Chevette?
They didn't really care about safety back in the 80s.
No, they did not. Let me see. You also got a Wine Wednesday that you could do.
I've seen that promotion before.
Yeah, the Wine Down Wednesdays, all that. You've got for Monday, Meatless Monday. If you're doing the vegan, you got Milkshake Monday or Margarita Monday.
I would like to work pierogies in there, but you
For
can't.
Monday?
Well, no, you just because you have a P. How could you work a pierogi in there?
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Wow, I really
You stopped the room.
really shut down that bit, huh? It's almost though. It's almost the weekend, and it's almost at the end of the show.
What?
It's almost the end of the show.
It's not almost the weekend.
It's not Wednesday, is it? It's Tuesday. Damn it.
Oof.
Denny's, edit this part out.
Oof.
When your friend doesn't keep a calendar, it shows.
Oof. French Friday, we got already locked in. Then you got Sushi Saturday, somebody said.
Sushi Saturday's fun.
You love sushi.
I do.
You and Denny's, man.
Me and Denny's
Yeah.
can put them out of business.
Good. You do sashimi Saturday.
Publix does good veggie sushi.
They do. And then on Wednesdays, they do $5.
Oh, really?
$5 sushi, which is a good deal.
Okay.
Sub Sunday.
Okay.
All right, I'm out. I'm done.
You're not, though. You're going to yell something out like Tourette's in like 30 seconds.
Just at the point where it doesn't make sense.
Right. Kevin's going to already have moved on.
It'll just come out.
Fish Friday.
How do you know when you are in a bad restaurant? These are experts from around the world commenting on the 7 red flags you should look out for that they agree on.
Okay.
I've noticed this. My wife and I always comment when a restaurant is empty during peak hours.
Yep, that's a big one. For me, when the bathrooms are filthy. If you don't care about
Yeah.
your bathrooms being gross and you're not having someone clean them, what does the kitchen look like?
You're right.
You can add that to the list because that isn't one of the 7 they mentioned, but I don't disagree with that. Number 2 they had for restaurant red flags, pictures of food on a menu. This means that the menu is static and it never changes. That doesn't necessarily bother me. I go to places that have that. I mean, I don't know why the menu has to change.
Though I think they want it to change if it starts to get a little bit kind of tired. If you're a regular, you see that in the Sopranos.
Fancy stuff, too, is seasonal. And so if it never changes, it's not really your freshest seasonal choices.
That was a big kind of storyline in The Sopranos where the guy, they always go to that one Italian place and he never changed up his menu. They kind of talk about behind his back and they started going to another restaurant because his menu was getting tired.
Oh, okay.
And I
Gotta
think
keep
you're
it
right.
fresh.
I think it's fancy places.
No vibe or energy. Another restaurant red flag. Good restaurants make sure to have this. I do love that. I have gone in some places for whatever reason, it feels like you're in a cafeteria or in like a Walmart break room.
Or a hospital.
Yeah. And it's just like, I do not. If it doesn't have a vibe, I don't want to be in there.
How do you guys feel about eating at a chain kind of restaurant, but that's a part of like a Walmart or you go into a store, but there's a little restaurant built in there? Do you find that to be weird or you don't have a problem with it?
Like, are you talking about the McDonald's in the Walmart?
Yeah, or a Subway.
We're trying to have an intelligent conversation about restaurants.
That is intelligent.
It doesn't bother me. No,
Thank
I mean,
you,
well,
Kevin.
I'm thinking not necessarily Walmarts, but I'm thinking if you go to airports,
Yeah,
They'll
same
have
concept.
and yeah, it doesn't bother me. I usually love those. A nice little oasis to go get some cocktails.
Next time you fly through New Orleans, if we ever fly again, make sure you spend at least an hour going through the new food court they've built. It is amazing.
Oh, okay.
They have so much. I could not believe it.
Love that.
I brought somebody to the airport, and I never go in. You always just drop somebody off and no, I dropped them off and went in with them and browsed. There was so much great food.
I want to go now.
Yeah, right now, huh?
Oh, a food court with options.
So much options.
If we all did that after the show today, I'd be so pumped.
Yeah. Did you go to the food court, check it out?
Yes, there's an excitement about a food court.
They just opened a Steak and Shake at the Gardens Mall.
Did they really?
Yeah.
In the food court?
Yeah, I think it's, or is it your Steak and Shake, or what's the other one that?
Shake Shack?
Maybe Shake Shack.
It's got shake in it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's one of those two. I think it's Shake Shack, maybe.
Okay.
Another restaurant red flag, size of the restaurant. Smaller is better. Bigger is harder to keep up with, they say.
But I think there's also an exception to every rule here. I think you could have a big restaurant that nails it.
Yeah, these are the apparent supposed restaurant pros. And I don't get that either, but I don't own a restaurant. They say another restaurant red flag, you ask for what's most popular and the wait staff doesn't know. That is a red flag. In fact, a lot of the red flags have to do with the staff fighting between the employees and being able to see anyone on staff smoking. This should never happen.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Where they're in the front of the house, outside where people are walking in, and you have the chef or somebody, the busser smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other red flags that you know? Are you in the biz? Can you throw out to us? 877-979-9763.
Did you miss an episode of the KVJ Show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.
So he said an obvious red flag for a restaurant is, you ever seen an employee in there, they do not wash their hands?
Yes.
Would you go right to the manager and tell them if you saw that, Virginia?
No, I would get up and leave.
Okay.
I told you that one story where my brother worked, and the person that was in charge of the salad bar, he saw them scratching their nards and then putting out the food at the salad bar. And it's a salad bar, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I don't go to salad bars.
Salad bars, I think, are one of those things that may not come back post-corones.
It depends on the salad bar. It depends on the bar of food. There are some...
You're right. Then there's always renegades that will always want to eat off the salad bar and not just, Corona be damned.
Yeah.
But he told me that story when I was 17, and I've never been able to forget it.
But it doesn't stop you.
You're right. But I will say this, though. I stopped going to that place, though.
You did? Okay.
I did.
You don't think they're all like that?
I just, the idea that that's even going down. And you're right. The one location where it was at was a grosser location, so maybe another one will be better. But it's got that stigma now with it.
I hear you.
Nards in this place.
Yeah, buffets will be interesting to see post-corona if they will adapt.
And didn't you say the guy had itchy nards because he had a problem?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say he didn't have a problem. I'm sure something was going on.
I thought you said specifically you thought you knew what the problem was.
I didn't see it. This is my brother's story. We can get him on the phone and see if he remembers.
Why does he know so much about this guy's nards?
I thought it was crabs.
I don't know.
In my head, the story has crabs involved in it.
It does. Well, you always...
Are you making up my...
I think she is.
Are you trying to tell me how to tell my own story?
I like the
She's added a
story
lot to
better.
You're right, Kevin. The guy had crabs. It was ridiculous.
There you go.
Just added a lot to it. Okay, well, we asked the questions all day long on the KVJ Show Twitter. Which is better? We asked first about Disney or Universal, and it looks like Disney is holding on to that one just close, 55 to 45%.
You can't take down the mouse. It's very tough.
Mouse is still solid. Not even close between watching Netflix at home or going to a drive-in movie. 91% are going Netflix. Nobody heading out of them drive-ins.
Well, was it Netflix and chill or the drive-in, or was it just Netflix versus the drive-in?
Well, I mean, it's already 91%. Just watching Netflix at home, you throw in the chill, it's 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, let's try to make it somewhat close, but yeah, it's not even a contest. You've got Breaking Bad versus Ozark. Not surprisingly, Breaking Bad strong lead, 68 to 32%. on that voting. I think, Breaking Bad's just been around a lot more and people know of it. And then we just put up here, which is better? Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Giving you those options, taking the Facebook out of it, of the popular ones.
I bet Instagram wins out of all of those.
You think out of those?
Yeah.
You almost, because this is a Twitter poll, got to remove that because more people will say Twitter because they're probably on the platform and they prefer it. So if you just look at TikTok and Instagram, right now TikTok got a little bit of a lead, 23 to 18%.
I'm wrong again.
You should be used to it.
Wrong Tuesdays with today.
He's wrong and surprised every time.
I don't see this going anywhere, but there is a story about maybe the U.S. banning TikTok. It started off with this Chinese-owned company out of Beijing called ByteDance. And the CEO is American, though. And so there's been the concerns thrown out there, and people have said that. I know anytime we mention TikTok, people are like, well, the Chinese using that to take all your information. That is the...
What are they going to learn? That I goofy dance?
Yes. all your personal information. They're putting together profiles on Americans.
Yeah, that I cook naked.
Wow, she really is white. Can't dance.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's on there.
That is the talk, is that, this is what the Chinese government is doing, and the fact that they're, owned by a Beijing-based company, that the Communist Party will force them to turn over the information they've collected on Americans. TikTok is kind of fighting back, and they say that they completely operate differently from the Chinese company ByteDance. They say their data centers are all outside of China, and none of the data is subject to Chinese law. A spokesperson for TikTok is saying, we have never provided user data to the Chinese government, nor will we do so if asked. So that's kind of like, drawing also on those political lines, but I don't see them getting rid of TikTok. So you can do some cool stuff. I don't know a lot about it, but I was kind of just looking through a video of all the things that are possible, and it seems to me like it's one of the jazziest little platforms that are out there, because you can put in music, you can do voice levels, you can do the different backgrounds, you can do a green screen, put yourself in front of a regular photo. I'm like, that's all some cool stuff.
Yeah, I've signed up for TikTok. I just haven't done a video yet. I haven't been inspired.
You're just ready for it?
I'm waiting for it.
Okay.
Just waiting to just pounce.
Yeah, maybe one of these days we'll have to start doing the KVJ TikTok. Get in there and start doing some videos.
We got time.
Plenty of time. Come on over.
Yesterday we had posted up who on the KVJ show would benefit the most from man makeup. CVS is going to start selling it, and I'm okay with it. I get it. As far as like using like a concealer, if you got yourself a big old zit and you got to be somewhere that day, or you got to take a photo, I mean, why not?
To me, concealer is not even makeup. I don't even consider that makeup.
It's still makeup.
All right, I'm wrong again.
Keep a tally. Boy, that list is really growing.
But at least I'm surrendering quick.
That's true, yeah.
He's fighting way less in his older years.
Okay, so if you're watching KVJ TV, I've got photos here. Suits is going to put them up. Do you have the individual? Okay, there I am. That's me before and after the makeup. Now, you can see the big difference for me was the eyebrows. And then the lips pop a little bit more. Now we got Jaybird. He just went straight out hoe. So he's got a wig on and everything. He just went drag.
We tried to get him to calm down. He would not.
Don't worry. Plenty of people on social media let me know that I went too big, and I always got to ruin everything by going so bold and loud and overdoing everything. Oh, Jaybird, you suck. I know. Got plenty of those messages.
We got Denny's. This is what he looks like if you're watching KVJ TV on YouTube right now. I mean, it just brightened his face. I don't know if it was the lighting or what, but it just really picked him up. I mean, wow, he looks like $100 there, doesn't he?
He does. Glowing complexion.
And then you got Suits,
who I feel like was the front runner.
Yeah, I mean, well, he had his glasses on in one shot, and then the after shot he didn't, so that changed a good bit. But I would say far and away the comments were in favor of Denny's looking the best.
He looks great
on that in the makeup. So there you go. So Denny's, that means you need to start wearing makeup. You look fantastic. Virginia, by the way, was our makeup artist yesterday.
Not the best.
Oh, okay. I agree with you because I did not bring all the tools I needed. I didn't even think about the different skin tones. You're brown as a berry, Bird.
She didn't have the right bronzer for me, Kev. She
I
didn't
don't have
have
your
the,
color.
She didn't have my eyeshadow. I
Yeah.
get it. I'm a bit of a bitchy diva.
She wanted like glitter and all this other stuff. I just didn't have everything you need.
It would have annoyed people. It's good that you didn't.
All right, the After the Show podcast is going to be coming up live on Facebook here in hopefully about 10 minutes. Before we get to that, Jaybird, if you'd wrap it up with your thought today.
Chocolate. Happy World Chocolate Day, everyone.
Thank you.
Chocolate comes from cocoa, which is a tree. That makes it a plant. Chocolate is salad. Boom.
Okay, all right, yeah.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ show.